Hello everyone, video today for you two back again here with another How to Play. Today we are looking at how to play the game Alpina, which is from Helvetique, designed by Luc Remond and art by Croquetain. This is a 2 to 4 player game. It says ages 10 to 99, 20 minutes. It is a game where you have a deck of cards here. It's 56 cards, I believe. Should say 56 cards, and you got 32 pawns in 4 different colors, 1 per player. And you also got these 4 little scoring pawns. And also like victory pawns. And the cards you got here, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be playing cards into a 5x5 grid. We always start off by laying one of these Samoa goats. The animals we got in this are the Samoa goats. We've got this spotted nutcracker, and we have this grass frog. And you have 3 different types of landscapes pictured here. Oh, with the frog, you got a lake, you got a mountain, and you a lake, a forest, and this is the mountain. And you got different types of scoring conditions on the bottoms. Like this one, for instance, is 2 points for every card in this row that has a forest. This one would be 2 points for every card below this one in this column that has different types for every different type of terrain. This one is for any 1 point for every lake that is attached to this one somehow. And yeah, there's all sorts of ones. This is for all the frogs in this row. This is for all the frogs that are orthogonally and diagonally next to this one. So this side, this side, this side, this side, all over. Some of them are, you know, in a column, or sorry, row. I guess this is the column. This is going to be both ways. Some of them are just like if they're orthogonally or diagonally next to it. These ones are simple. You're going to get 1 point for every pawn that is on a card that has a frog or a bird or a certain type of landscape. All sorts of different scoring conditions. You got the free animals, the free landscapes, and there's basically 3 different types of, each one has a different type of scoring, is the way to look at. The spotted nutcracker scores points based on other animal cards. The Samoa scores points based on hiker pawns, and the grass frog scores points based on landscape cards that are in your 5x5 grid. Like I said, we always start off with one of these Samoa goats, what they are. It doesn't have to be in the middle of your grid. It's just going to be wherever it ends up. It's just a starting point. I'll put all these away. Now, in terms of scoring, they did something very interesting and unique, and that is they decided not to include a score pad or make you write down anything on a piece of paper or even have some kind of a scoring thing. Instead, they decided to make use of the box. You see the numbers all around the ends? And what you do is you put your little victory pawn here. And then at the end, when you score your points, you just move it along. Once you get to 10, you move it over to the other side. I gotta say that's one of the most unique things I've seen in a game for scoring, and I like it. It's a very good idea to make use of the box instead of it just being there. So I'll put that aside. Now, for the game, everyone's going to get 6 cards to start off with, and you're also going to have one in the middle table. The rest goes into your draw pile. And you're going to have a certain number of pawns. For 2 players, you're going to use all 8 of your color. For 3 players, this plays up to 4. For 3 players, you're going to have 5 pawns. And for 4 players, you're going to have 4 pawns. So basically, at the end of the game, there's going to be 15 or 16 pawns, no matter what, that are going to be out on these 25 cards. All right. Anyways, so the way this plays, there's two actions that you have to take on your turn. One is you must play a card. Two is you must draw a card and go back up to 6 cards. Don't worry, you will not run out of cards. And so the way it works is you look at your cards, and as I mentioned about the cards, there's a number on here. I think this is just for I don't know, just kind of number thing. There's no tiebreaker or anything like that, and it's just they're just numbered. I'm not sure why. They don't specify. It tells you in the corner here the type of landscape it is: the leaf for forest, water for lake, and then the mountain has a little mountain symbol as well that helps you with identifying the symbols for scoring. Any cards that have a number on a piece of tape, that's a guaranteed point. It's that plus this, which is not guaranteed. Oh, and one more thing, you'll see a little square here in the corner. That is where you will place a pawn. Now, placing a pawn is something you can do on your turn, but it is optional. If you want to try to score that card, you can do it. So you're going to look at your cards. You choose a random start player. And let's just say, let's just see here. Maybe I will place this here. Now, when you place a card, it has to be orthogonally adjacent to any existing card. So if that was, at, and it's going to be, I'll draw a card back up here. And I'm going to put a pawn on here as well. So I can put a pawn. I will. And at the end of the game, I'm going to score 1 point for every pawn that is on a lake. Actually, that's not what I meant to do. Whatever. That's on a lake card. We'll deal with it. That's fine. When you place a pawn, let's just go rewind here and talk about placement. When you place a card, you have to put it the same direction as everything else. You cannot put it sideways or upside down. Even if it would, it works for scoring for you, but you can't do that. Also, again, it has to be orthogonally adjacent to an existing card, so it has to be beside an existing card or above it or below it. You cannot put a card diagonally across from this card. They have to be touching. And also, you cannot, have a space in there. You also cannot go beyond 5. There's going to be 5 across and 5 high. So, let me rethink this card. You know what? I'll put this froggy on here. I'm going to put a pawn on it. So you play a card. You can, if you want, put a pawn. You don't have to. And then you draw back up. And then my opponent's going to do the same thing. We're just doing 2 players here. And so maybe they want to put this froggy. Maybe they put a pawn on it. And they draw back up. It's a very simple game. You keep doing this, going back and forth. I'm just going to lay out some cards here and fast forward to the scoring bit. I'll just say I put some pawns here and there. Oops. This is going to be weird. I'll just find stuff on here just to show you how it scores. I probably don't have to do all the pawns, but why not? And I think when it comes to everything, you don't necessarily. I fell over. I'm not sure if you have to put out all your pawns. I think it makes sense to do so that you can score as much as possible, because obviously whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins, right? That's what you're trying to do, is get the most points. So you're going to be playing cards until you get this nice 5x5 grid, and then you score points. So I would look at this first one here. I'm just going to go across from top to bottom. I'll do my opponent first. Actually, I'll do mine first. I'll use the scoring thing here. As this one says, you're going to get 1 point for every forest that is connected to that card. And so there's this one's connected. I guess this one's connected and that one's connected. I'm just going to say this 3. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 points. This one is 1 point for every frog that is connected. Well, there's basically 1 or 2. I'll just say 2 points, or up to 5. This one, they don't really explain it too well because you see you got this symbol here, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's just connected. You know what? I'll just say 1 for that one. Since it's this one and this one's not really connected. Well, it is connected. I'll say it's connected because it's connected for this one. And for this other one, it's that. So, yeah, those are all kind of connected. So, I'm okay with that. This one is 1 point for every meeple that is on a water card. So, we got 1, 2, 3 that are on lakes, what I can tell. 1, 2, 3. This one is 2 points for every animal that is different going up this way. Unfortunately, I only get like 1 point because there's only 2 animals. Well, I guess I get 2 because there's 2 different animals. So do that. When you're doing stuff like this, you do not count this card. You only count the ones that are above it or beneath it or beside it in that same column. Sorry, there's a hair on there. So this one is 1 point guaranteed, plus 1 point for every forest in this column and this row. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a pretty good one. I'm already going around the corner here. I'm up to here, something like that. And then this next one is 1 guaranteed point, plus 1 point for every bird that is adjacent to it, diagonally adjacent to it. So 1, 2. Up to 20. This one is 1 point, plus 1 point for every hiker on a card that has the goat. So let's see, 1, 2. I only see, okay, 3. 3 is what I see. 1, 2, 3. And then this one is 2 points for every bird that is next to this one. So 1, 2. So I ended up with a score of like 27. You go through to your opponents. And that's the game. It's a pretty simple game. I do kind of wish they would have done more of the back. It's just not much to it, but it's fine. The artwork on the cards itself, it's very nice. It's just the free animals, the free backgrounds. The scoring is fairly straightforward. The pawns are nice little wooden pawns. It's a nice, simple, quick game. The rules are very simple to learn. I like it. Whoever has the most points wins. I really like this scoring idea as well. Make use of the box. Make sure you don't cheat and slide that over. Oh, look, I got 50 points. No, don't do that. Unless you could get away with it. No, don't do that. No cheating. It has some nice information here on what this is kind of based off, which is a national park in the Alps from 1914, the Park National Svizzer and Romance. I talked about this language being very rare. It's only like 40, not even 43,000 people speak this language. Most of the people in Switzerland speak German, French, and Italian. Interesting. So it's some nice facts and information. It's a really cool game. The cards they're fine. Just a smooth plastic coated finish. Doesn't matter. You're not going to be suffering a whole lot or anything like that. You're just playing them out. Yeah, it's cool. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.